name is Barbs. Today's class is inspired by cuffing season. Technically, Venus is not a Libra, but in case your hand gets lonely, we'll be grabbing your opposite hand or your foot for hip openers and chest openers. We'll be starting on our backs in supported fish pose. Grab your yoga block, place it at the second lowest or the lowest height below your shoulder blades. Relax your legs out long, relax your shoulders away from your ears, palm facing up. Your head should be on the mat. If it's dangling, grab a second yoga block or lower your current yoga block to the lowest height. Close your eyes, seal your lips, exhale all your air out. Originating from the base of your throat, take a deep inhale through your nose, expand your ribcage. At the top, exhale through your nose, pull your navel to your spine. Continue on with your Ujjayi breath and try to maintain it for the duration of class. If you lose it, come back to it. On your next breath, open your eyes, tuck your chin, come on your elbows to protect your neck. Remove the yoga block off from underneath you. Come back on your back for happy baby. Pull your knees towards your chest, grab the outside of your feet. Pull down with your hands while you kick into your hands. Point your elbows straight to the floor to open up your chest along with your hips, and breathe. Stretch your left leg long. Place your left hand on your left hip crease. Pull your right foot closer to the floor. Hover your left leg to create space. Pull your right foot even closer to the floor. Maintain this new depth as you slowly lower your left leg. The left hand is to remind you that both your hips and your shoulders should be flat on the mat. And breathe. Point or flex your left foot to engage your left leg. That also helps to open up your right hip a little bit more. Release your grip, grab for the backside of your leg or your toe. Flex your right foot. For every exhale, pull your foot towards the back. Continue to engage your left leg. Draw both your shoulder blades onto the mat and even out your hips onto the mat as well. We want to stretch our muscles at a lengthened position, so shoulders and hips should be flat on the mat. Release your grip, point your toe towards the outside, and gently open up your right leg towards the right, supported with your hand. Or if you happen to grab a yoga strap, you can also do that too. Left hand is on left hip crease. Both shoulders and hips are still on the mat. Pointing your toes before you open up your leg helps you also open up your hips a little bit more. Come back to center, pull your knees towards your chest for a happy baby. Take a breath to reset. Stretch your right leg long. Right hand goes on right hip crease. Hover your right leg to create space. Pull your left foot as close to the floor as you can. Gently lower your right leg and breathe. Flex or point your right foot. Release your grip, grab for the backside of your leg. Flex your foot. For every exhale, pull your toes towards the back. Both your hips and your shoulders should still be flat on the mat. On your next breath, point your toes towards the outside, then gently open up your left leg towards the left, supported with your left hand or arm. Right hand goes on right hip crease. If your right hip is lifting, lessen the intensity. Come back to center. Pull your knees towards your chest, come to a happy baby, take a breath to reset. Pull both of your knees into your chest and grab for opposite elbows, forearms, or wrists, or grab your thighs from behind and take a couple of breaths. Hug yourself in a tiny little ball. Your head is relaxed on the mat. Release your grip, stretch your legs out long, then come into a plank. Your hands are stacked below your shoulders. You're pushing the mat away. Knit your hips and your ribs together. Gazes forward. Feel free to modify for 5 chaturanga push-ups. Rock forward, exhale, halfway. Inhale, lift chaturanga. 5, 4, 3, 2, I like last one, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, untuck your toes. Interlace your hands behind your back, right thumb is on top. Squeeze your palms as hard as you can. Engage your legs. Push the mat away with the tops of your feet for 4 locust lifts. Exhale to prepare. Inhale, lift your chest and your legs. Continue to squeeze into your palms and stretch your palms towards the back. Exhale, lower. 4. Inhale, lift. Stretch your arms towards the back rather than up and over, or you might accidentally close off your shoulders or your chest. Exhale, lower. Flip your grip so your left thumb is on top this time. Exhale to prepare. Inhale, lift. Engage your glutes to lift your legs higher in the air. Your gaze is forward. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Push your hands by your ribcage. Then on your next exhale, engage your legs. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Lift your chest, cobra. Push the mat away. Prioritize lifting your chest rather than straightening out your arms, because you might also accidentally close off your arms if you do that. Your head and your neck should follow the natural curve of your spine. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes. Lift your shoulders in line with your elbows. Walk your feet in. Then exhale, lift your hips down, dog. Prioritize a straight line from your hands to your sacrum. Bend your knees as much as you need, tilt your tailbone. Then work on straightening out your legs as a second priority. Always prioritize a flat line from your hands to your butt. Imagine that you're stretching the bottoms of your feet onto the mat to energetically shift the weight towards your heels. Take a moment to walk your dog. Drive your right heel into the mat. Relax your left leg. There's not a lot of vinyasa poses that offer as deep of a calf and ankle stretch, so take advantage of it in the beginning of every class. Come back to center and switch sides. Drive your left heel into the mat, even if it doesn't touch. Relax your right leg and breathe. Come back to center. Pull your right knee into your chest. Step your foot between your hands. Step your left to meet meet your right. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up, upper salute. Exhale, relax your arms by your side, Tadasana. Interlace your hands behind your back with the right thumb on top. Squeeze your palms together. Inhale, lift your chest, feel a tilt towards the back. Exhale, fold. Squeeze your palms, stretch your arms towards the back. Again, if you stretch your arms up and over, you might accidentally close off your chest. Release your arms, plant your palms into the mat, step your right foot back, then your left plank. Push the mat away to engage your shoulders. On your next breath, pull your right knee to your right elbow, step back, left knee, left elbow, back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push the mat away, knee your hips and your ribs together to engage your core. On your next breath, take 3 chaturanga push-ups. Rock forward, exhale, lower halfway. 3, 2, last one and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, untuck your toes. Inhale, 3 cobras. Roll your shoulders away from your ears first. Lift your chest, then push the mat away. Simultaneously push your chest through your arms while you push the mat away with your palms. Exhale, lower. 3, inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, cobra. And hold. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes, walk them in, lift your shoulders in line with your elbows. Exhale, lift your hips down, dog. Pull your left knee into your chest, step it between your hands, step your right foot to meet your left. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up, upper salute. Exhale, Tadasana. Interlace your hands behind your back, left thumb goes on top this time. Squeeze your palms. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Imagine that you're holding onto a wad of cash on the bottom half of your shoulder blades. Release your hands. Inhale, pat your palms. Step your left foot back, then your right, plank. On your next breath, right knee, opposite elbow, back. Left knee, opposite elbow, back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knit your hips and your ribs together to engage your core. On your next exhale, 3 chaturanga push-ups. 3, 2, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Last set of 3 cobras. Engage your legs. Inhale, lift your chest, cobra. Exhale, lower. 3, inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Last one and hold. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes, walk them in. Lift your shoulders in line with your elbows. Exhale, lift your hips down, dog. Take a deep breath. Pull your right knee towards your right elbow. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. twist your thigh away to open up your hips, maybe even roll onto the edge of your right foot. Option to stay here or reach and grab for your back foot and or come on your elbow. If you have your foot, stack your hips, kick into your hand. Relax your leg. Bend your elbow, pull your foot as close as possible towards your butt. Maintain this distance, then kick. Release your foot, plant your palms, step your right foot in so it's in front of your hip crease. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, rise for warrior two. Spin your heel down, stretch your arms out wide. Your heel should be in line with the arch of your back foot, knees stacked on top of your ankle. Your hips and your shoulders are stacked towards and facing the side while you're facing your front hand. Interlace your hands behind your back. Right thumb goes on top. Rotate your ribcage to face the front. Inhale, find length, squeeze your palms. Exhale, fold forward for humble warrior. Your right shoulder is by your knee, reaching for your ankle. Draw your shoulder blades down as you stretch your arms towards the back. On your next breath, release your hands onto the mat. Spin over to the right side for Vashisthasana. For modification, you can plant your right foot in front of your hip crease or take whatever variation you want. For full expression, grab your toe, stack your hips, then kick. Gaze is at your top hand or foot. Push the mat away with your hand to engage your shoulders. Engage your obliques so you don't sink into your hips. Release your foot, plant your right palm, spin over to the left side. Kick your right foot underneath your body, engage your hips for a fallen triangle. Stretch your left arm up and over to feel the side bend. Exhale, lower your butt onto the floor for straddle. Square your chest towards your right foot. Inhale, find length. Maybe even interlace your hands. Exhale, hinge forward. Reach forward, then maybe loop your hands behind the ball of your right foot, or you can gently frame your leg with your fingertips. Your gaze is forward. Maintain a flat back so you can stretch our muscles at a lifting position. Flex both of your feet and point them slightly outwards to externally rotate your legs and breathe. Inhale, back to center. Reach your crown of your head towards the ceiling. Square your left foot. Exhale, hinge. Match what we did to the other side. For every exhale, imagine that you're hinging at your hips, so you're bringing your chin to your shin rather than your forehead to your knee. Inhale back to center. Close your legs towards the back for Pashi. Seated forward fold. Even out your sit bones. Stretch your arms towards the ceiling. Inhale, finally. Exhale, hinge. Place the palms of your hand on the balls of your feet. Or you can also frame your legs with your fingertips again. Another option is to place your hands behind you and lift your chest. If you have your fingertips towards the front rather than behind you, Maintain a flat back, gazes at your big toes. Again, think chin to shin rather than forehead to knee. For every exhale, bend your elbows to bring your chest or your torso closer to your legs. Inhale back to center. For Gomukhasana, cross your right leg on top of your left. Stack your knees so they're in front of your midline. To deepen the intensity, parallel your shins towards the back of the mat. To lessen the intensity, you can pull your heels towards your butt. Grab your left hand, pull it, then bend your elbow and try to place your hand as high as possible. Then option 1 is to reach and grab your hand from behind. Option 2 is reach and grab your hand from across your chest. Hand. Inhale, find length. Exhale, hinge forward. Shift your weight to your right butt to get a deeper stretch. Inhale back to center, release your hands. Start to walk your heels towards the midline. Place your left hand behind you, then spin towards the front. Uncross your legs for plank. On your next exhale, lift your hips for down dog. Pull your right knee into your chest and step it out, sort of like fallen triangle. Hover your leg or take a revolved Vashisthasana variation. Stack your hips, then kick. As you kick, bring your arm up and over your head and breathe. Release your foot, come back into plank and take your vinyasa. Rock forward, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, lift your hips, down dog. Pull your left knee towards your left elbow. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Lower your back knee. Inhale, lift your chest, lizard. Gently start to open up your right hip or your left hip. Wow, I obviously don't know my difference. Option to stay here or match what you did to the other side. So you can reach and grab your back foot and or come on your elbow. If you have your foot, stack your hips, then kick. Gazes over your left shoulder. Relax your leg. Bend your elbow to pull your foot closer to your butt, then kick. Maintain this close distance. Release your foot, come back onto your palms, step your left foot in so it's in front of your hip crease. Tuck your back toe, lift your back leg, or back knee, then spin your heel down, rise for warrior 2. Knees stacked on top of your ankle. Your chest and your hips are squared to the side. Maintain a straight, flat back as you gaze at your front hand. The weight is in the heel of your front foot and the edge of your back foot. Your knee, if you feel like your knee is caving in, engage your glutes to open up your hips to make sure that it's bending over your second toe. Interlace your hands behind your back, left thumb goes on top this time. Inhale, lift your chest, squeeze your palms, rotate your ribcage, exhale, fold forward. Humble warrior variation. Drag your shoulder down the edge of your shin as you breathe. Release your hands, plant your right palm into the mat, spin open to the left side for Vashisthasana. Match what you did to the other side. If you're in the full expression, it's actually slightly easier if your stance is a smidge longer than a regular plank. So when you push into the mat, you push up or down and up rather than straight down. Pull your hips towards the midline, then engage your obliques so you don't sink into your hips and to help with stability. Release your foot, plant your left palm into the mat, spin open to the right side, ball and triangle. Lift your hips, engage your glutes. Your gaze is at your top hand. Exhale, lower your hips onto the mat, straddle. Square your chest towards your right foot. Place your left elbow sort of in the inside of your left leg. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, bend over towards the left. If you have your elbow actually touching the inside of your left leg, use that as leverage to help rotate your ribcage towards the ceiling. If you have your feet, maybe see if you can interlace your hands behind the balls of your feet. For every inhale, find a little bit of length. For every exhale, rotate your ribcage towards the ceiling. Inhale back to center. Square your chest towards your left leg. Have your right elbow sort of on the inside of your right leg. Inhale, left arm up. Find length. Exhale, bend over towards your right foot. Maybe see if you can grab for your toes, but if you're compromising and rounding your chest, reduce the intensity. Imagine that you're freestyling, swimming, and you're rotating your ribcage towards the sky to grab some air. Inhale back to center. Close your legs towards the back for Pashi. Even out your sit bones again. Have your big toes to touch, or in my case, your bunions. Stretch your arms towards the sky. Flex your feet. Inhale, find length. Exhale, hinge. Maintain a flat back. Gaze at your big toe. Place the palms of your hand on the balls of your feet. For every exhale, start to rotate your elbows towards the ground as you bend them to deepen the stretch on the back side of your body. Inhale to center. Cross your left leg on top of your right for Gomukhasana. Stack your knees in front of your midline and match the intensity that you did on the first side. So you can work towards paralleling your shins towards the back, or pulling your heels towards your butt. Grab your right hand, pull your arm, bend your elbow, try to place your hand as high as possible. Also match what you did to the other side. So you can grab it from the side. Oh, fingers, where are you? I guess I don't want to hold my own hand. Or you can grab it from behind. Inhale, find length, reach your crown of your head towards the ceiling. Exhale, hinge forward. Shift your weight to your left booty to get a deeper stretch and breathe. Inhale to center. Release your hands. Plant your right palm behind you. Heel toe your feet towards the midline. Then spin over into a plank. Push the mat away, gaze forward. On your next exhale, lift your hips, down dog. On your next breath, pull your left knee into your chest, then kick your left foot out to the right for your revolved Vashisthasana variation. So you match what you did to the other side, hover your leg or stack your hips, kick your leg, and try to bring your arm up and above, and breathe. Release your foot if you have it, plant your right palm, and take your vinyasa. Take a deep breath. Pull your right knee into your chest, step it between your hands, lower your back knee. Inhale, arms up onto the asana. Point your tailbone towards the floor. Your knee is stacked on top of your ankle, so adjust your stance as necessary. Your chest is lifted. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Inhale, finally. Exhale, bend over to the right. Lower your right hand on your thigh, on a yoga block, or onto the mat. Stretch your left arm up and over. Stretching it towards the back corner of your mat helps open up your hip a little bit more. Gaze is at your top hand or on the floor depending on your neck. Engage your glutes, push them towards the front of the room. Inhale back to center, place your hands on the mat, shift your hips back. Grab your back foot, option to stay and place your left hand onto the mat, or hook your arm on your right thigh and gaze over your right shoulder. Pull your foot towards your butt. Release your foot. Place your hands onto the mat again, shift your hips back, grab for your left foot with your left hand this time. Fingertips are towards your ankle and pull. Again, your right hand can be on the mat or you can place it on your thigh. Gaze over your left shoulder and breathe. Pull your heel towards the outside of your butt to work your internal rotation. Slide, you can stay there or slide your foot towards your elbow. Then reach and grab for your hand from up above for mermaid. If you have your hand, rotate your ribcage and start to work your way to face the front and breathe. Release your hands, release your foot. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, spin your heel down for warrior one. Arms are up above, arms are up above. Clap your hands in front of you. Gaze is towards your hands. Your knee is stacked on top of your ankle. Your chest is square towards the front, your hip is trying to be square. So point your tailbone towards the floor slightly, then bump your hip out and work on squaring your hips towards the front and breathe. Cross your right arm below your left for eagle arms. Palms are touching, or you can grab for opposite elbows, or you can interlace your hands and try to work your way and work your mobility. Inhale, finally. Exhale, hinge forward for a humble warrior variation. Pull your hands towards the midline to square off your chest towards the mat and your hips. Or I guess your hips are squaring the mat and sort of the front. Release your hands onto the mat Bend into your front knee for Skandasana. Glue your right heel onto the mat. Point your left toes towards the front. Option 2, do prayer in front of your chest, or place your fingertips in front of you to help with balance. Gently lower your butt onto the floor. Then bring your left leg towards the front for Lord of the Fishes variation. You can keep your left leg straight as you cross your right leg on top of your left, or you can pull your left knee towards your right butt. Inhale, sit up straight. Exhale. Option 1, hug your knee and twist. Option 2, hook your arm towards your thigh and grab for your opposite knee and twist. I like to grab my knee because my glutes are a lot tighter than my low back, or my low back is tight too. My glutes need more work than a spinal twist. For every inhale, reach your crown of your head towards the ceiling. For every exhale, engage your obliques to get deeper into the twist, and or pull your knee towards your chest. Inhale, come back to center. Uncross your right leg. Swing your left leg behind you and come into a pigeon. Parallel your right shin towards the front first. Then work your back leg so your foot is in line with your hip. Even if your hips are not touching the floor, parallel your shin towards the front for a half pigeon drill. Maybe walk your hands closer to your side. Drive your right knee into the mat to open up your hip. Flex your right foot. If your knee hurts at any time, bend your knee, but try to maintain the parallel ashin. Our next breath, shift your weight towards the right side, bend your knee, and come into an actual comfortable pigeon. Walk your hands towards your hips. Inhale, lift your chest, and breathe. Option 2, grab for the edge of your mat to help with your balance to open up your chest. Exhale, hinge forward, and fold. Sleeping pigeon. Option to stay here, or you can lift your right shoulder and thread your left arm underneath your right. And then reach and grab for your toes from behind for a twisted pigeon variation. And breathe. Inhale back to center. Plant your palms. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee. Step your right foot towards the back and take your vinyasa. Pull your left knee into your chest. Step your left foot between your hands. Lower your right knee. Then inhale, rise Anjaneyasana. Adjust your stance as necessary to stack your knee on top of your ankle. Lift your chest, roll your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bend over to the left. Left hand goes on your thigh, a yoga block, or on the mat. Stretch your right arm up and over towards the corner and breathe. Engage your glutes. Push them to the front to open up your right hip. Inhale back to center. Gently place your hands on the mat. Shift your hip back. Reach and grab for your right foot with your left hand. option to keep your right hand on the mat or hook your right arm on your left thigh and breathe. Gaze over your left shoulder, pull your foot towards your butt. Release your foot, plant your palms or plant your fingertips on the mat, push your hips back, grab your right foot with your right hand, bend your elbow to bring your foot closer to your butt and match what you did to the other side. Option to stay here or slide your foot towards your elbow. If you heel toe your left foot a little bit towards the edge of the mat to widen your stance, it helps with your balance. Reach and grab your hand from behind and try to face the front. On your next breath, release your mermaid variation. Then tuck your back toe, lift your back knee, spin your heel down for warrior one. Heels are along line, your back toe is at about a 45-degree angle, your knee is stacked on top of your ankle, your chest is square, your hips are trying to be square. Push into the edge of your back foot to create some space, root your tailbone towards the floor, point your tailbone towards the floor, then start to bump your hip out. Cross your left arm underneath your right, eagle arms, inhale, find length, exhale, hinge forward for humble warrior variation. Slide your shoulder down the inside of your shin and breathe. Release your hands onto the mat. Then bend into your left knee. Lower your butt for Skandasana. Drive your arm into your leg to open up your hip. Gently lower your butt onto the mat. Then bring your right leg towards the front for half Lord of Fishes. Match what you to the other side. Cross your left leg on top of your right. Maybe even bend your bottom leg. Inhale, reach your crown of your head towards the ceiling, sit up straight. Exhale, twist and hug your knee, or reach and grab for your opposite knee, and use your arm as leverage to get into a deeper spinal twist. For every inhale, it's important to find length and elongate your spine. So when you exhale and twist, you create more space between your vertebrae so you can get into a deeper twist. Come back to center. Press on your legs. Swing your right leg towards the back. Come into a pigeon, a half pigeon. Parallel your left shin towards the front. Adjust your back leg so your foot is directly in line with your right hip. Even if your hips are high, try to keep your shin parallel to the front unless your knee is hurting, and drive your left knee into the mat to open up your left hip. Shift your weight to your left side. Bring your left heel towards your hip and come into a comfortable pigeon. Your left knee should be at least a little bit past your left hip still. Walk your hands towards your side. Inhale, lift your chest and breathe for this half pigeon pose. On your next exhale, hinge forward for sleeping pigeon. If you took it deeper on the first side, stretch your left arm, lift your shoulder. Thread your right arm underneath your left shoulder and gaze over the left side. Reach and grab for your left toe from behind and breathe. Release your grip. Come back on your palms. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee. Step your left foot back for plank, then take your final vinyasa. Take a deep breath. Inhale, plank. Lower your knees for camel drills. For the first one, just sit on your heels, then walk your hands back, fingertips towards the back. Your hands can be underneath your shoulder or whatever is a comfortable distance. We're going to first work on building the muscle memory to start our back bends with our chest. So we can do back bends for a long time and unlock harder back bends. Exhale to prepare. Inhale, just puff up your chest like a bird, a peacock, or maybe a mammogram. Exhale, lower. Go at your own pace and open up your chest using your breath. As you lift your chest, draw your shoulder blades down your back to open up your chest a little bit more. This is the muscle memory that you want as you start your back bends. Come back to center. For the next one, we're going to lift your chest and hold. Exhale to prepare. Inhale, draw your shoulder blades down, lift your chest and breathe. You can tuck your chin or you can relax your head behind. Come back to center for camels. Stand on your knees. Your knees should be a little bit less than hip width distance apart because as you come into camel or you come into a back bend, your knees are gonna naturally want to rotate out. So by starting at a little bit less than alignment, we will get into alignment as you come into the back bend. Your heels should be hip width distance apart though. Place your hands in prayer in front of your chest or in your back pockets to support your low back. Inhale, roll your shoulders away from your ears. Start to shift your gaze back and exhale into a back bend. Inhale, come back to center. As you go into your back bend, try to remember to start your back bend from your chest. Then once you are sort of at your maximum, or when you exhale, engage your glutes and try to push them so they're stacked on top of your knees to protect your low back. If they're way behind and you're like this, you're gonna dump into your low back, which is no bueno. Place your hands in prayer. Point your tailbone towards the ground. Exhale to prepare. Inhale, lift your chest and come into a camel variation. Come back to center for one more camel. This time, feel free to grab your feet from the outside. If you saw the mat or you almost saw your mat, that means you probably have the mobility, the strength and the flexibility to come into camel and using your purely strength, come back up. If you're dropping back into camel and you don't have the strength to go back up, you might tweak something. So try to not do that and build the strength to go into camel rather than just dropping it. Make sure that your knees are a little bit less hip width distance apart and your feet are hip width distance apart. Realign your legs. Point your tailbone towards the floor. Exhale to prepare. Inhale, lift your chest and come into camel. Come back to center, lower down onto your butt, swing your legs forward to prepare for revolve, or to prepare for Huron's pose. Shift your weight to your left side, bend your right knee. Place your right heel towards the outside of your right butt. Inhale, sit up straight. Exhale, hinge forward. Place your hands on the mat to help with your balance for this fold before we go into Huron's pose. Inhale to center, sit up straight. Exhale, lift your leg in the air and grab for your foot. You can also grab for your side. Important part is to maintain a flat back as you gaze at your big toe and breathe for Huron. Draw your shoulder blades down your back to open up your chest while we stretch the backside of our leg. On your next breath, grab for the outside of your left foot with your right hand. Place your left hand behind you like a kickstand for revolved Huron's pose. Inhale back to center, lower your foot, release your right leg, shift your weight to the right side, bend your left knee for the opposite side. Left heel is outside your left butt. Inhale, sit up straight. Exhale, hinge forward. Gaze at your big toe. Place your fingertips on your mat to help with your balance for this seated fold. Inhale, rise. Finally, exhale, lift your foot, grab your foot for Hurons. Even if you are grabbing for your leg, as long as your leg and your back is flat, you're still getting the benefit of the pose. Grab for the outside of your right foot with your left hand. Place your right fingertips gently behind you like a kickstand. Inhale, finally. Exhale, twist for revolved Hurons. Come back to center. Release your leg. Then release your left leg. Come on your knees for reclined hero's pose. Sit on your heels, then spin your heels towards the outside of your butt. If your butt is not on the floor, grab a yoga block and sit on your yoga block to protect your knees. If this is comfortable, start to walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Take a couple breaths. If that's comfortable, feel free to lower onto your elbows. And if that is comfortable for a couple of breaths, feel free to lower down onto your back. Option 2, either grab for your feet or grab for opposite elbows up and above. My left side is always tighter, so I like to have my left arm underneath my right and breathe. next breath, start to come out the way that you came in. So come on your elbows first, then on your hands. Then swing your legs towards the front and come into a Shavasana to transition. Take a deep breath. Pull both of your knees into your chest. Take a breath. Pull your right knee into your right shoulder. Flex your point your left foot and breathe. Wind removing pose. Relax your grip. Move your hips towards the right. Grab your right butt and pull. Stack your hips to release the tension in your low back, or you're getting a glute stretch instead. Gaze over your right shoulder if you want. Option to take it deeper by grabbing your bottom hand or bottom foot with your right hand and your top foot with your left, and kick for cat pulling tail pose. Draw both of your shoulder blades onto the mat. If you're struggling, reduce the intensity. Come back to center. Pull both of your knees into your chest to reset. Stretch your right leg long. Pull your left knee into your shoulder. Flex your point your right foot and breathe. Relax your grip. Move your hips towards the left. Grab your left butt and pull. Stack your hips, gaze over your left shoulder. Take a breath, and then if you took it deeper on the first side, feel free to do that now. Come back to center. Grab your yoga block. Place your yoga block at the second lowest height or the lowest height again. For supported fish pose before we take our final Shavasana. Option to close your eyes. Relax your legs out long. Relax your shoulders away from your ears, palm facing up. Option to raise your arms, biceps by your ears, shoulders away from your ears, palm facing up, to open up your chest one last time. On your next breath, lower your arms if you had them lifted. Tuck your chin, come on your elbow, remove the yoga block up from underneath you, and come into your final Shavasana. Relax your legs out long. Find a slight tuck of your shoulder blades underneath your body to open up your chest. Close your eyes and continue on with your Ujjayi breath and breathe into areas of tension. On your next breath, start to wiggle your toes and your fingers to get movement back into your body. Open your eyes, roll over to either your left or right side, whatever your body is calling for. Come sit in a comfortable seated position. Place your hands in heart center. Inhale, bending. Exhale, bow to your practice. Namaste.